Hi, today we're going to talk about the power of a positive phone call. And it's really important to know the effects that different phone calls can have on parents. When I first started teaching, oh my God, I was trying just to keep my head above water and survival mode, really, because being a teacher is just so complex and there's all these different people that are pulling at you, both the parents and the teachers and the administration and the little kids and everybody else. And one of the things that I did, despite how tired I was and just wanting to get home and have a life, is I actually called. I made sure that I had a list of the names of the kids, and I would go through the list almost alphabetically and made sure that at least once a night I would make one phone call and call one parent to tell them something positive about their child. Now, I want you to picture this, okay? So you've got a parent, they're home, they're also exhausted, they've had a long day at work, and the first thing that they see on their caller ID on their cell phone is a phone number that either is unknown or it's a phone call from the school. And at first it's like, oh my God, hello. And they get really scared because we all dread those phone calls because what teacher ever calls to say something positive about a child? And so I followed this practice throughout the year. And by the time we got to maybe the second or the third month of school, I had already called everybody two or three times. And I would call and say something like, tonight I really wanted to just make a phone call to you because Abby was incredible. Ruby forgot her lunch, or her mom forgot to send her lunch, and without provocation, Abby sat down next to Ruby and said, "It's okay. You can have some of my lunch." And it was just such a beautiful thing to see. And I wanted to share that with you. And while I've got you on the phone, I'm just curious how things are going. And here are some of the things we're going to be doing in school. And I don't want to bother you anymore, but I just wanted to take the time to call you for this. And then when I got to work the next morning, these same parents would be so excited to see me. And if I ever had a phone call to make that was about a challenging behavior or something that was not so comfortable to talk about, the parents were so excited to just hear me calling them because they knew already that we had established a relationship that was based on mutual trust and admiration for the same little guy that they're raising in their home. And it was just a relationship that there are no amount of emails or notes or newsletters that can ever take the place of that. And, I was taking time out of my day to say something positive. And I call it the Oreo effect because, if you imagine the white stuff in the Oreo cookie being more of the negative, I know that's hard. And the sandwich on the outside, the black cookie being the positive compliments that you give about the child. Always make sure you are sandwiching things when you're dealing with parents. So you have to start off with a cookie. You have to start off with something positive, begin the relationship in a positive way. No friendship in the world ever started with someone beating you up. And I doubt you would ever go out on a date with someone that at first said how horrible you are or how ugly you looked or, what a worthless piece of whatever you are. No, you're going to go out with people or want to have friends with people who make you feel good about yourself. And the same thing goes for teachers and parents' relationship. So again, positive phone calls, yes, they are time consuming, but I can't tell you enough how worthwhile these are. And especially for the kids who are difficult, and especially for those kids who the phone calls up until now have always been negative. And I was really saddened once I had called a parent up and a parent, and I've heard this over many times, but the first one, when they said, "I don't think anyone's ever called me from the school about anything positive about my child." Wow. And I could hear them choking up and getting verklempt, because they were just, oh, wow. And I know how many hours us teachers work. I know how hard a job it is. And I also know that a phone call can only take 1 or 2 or 3 minutes. But those 1 or 2 or 3 minutes, and if you only allot 3 to 15 minutes, you can make 3 to 5 phone calls in an evening, and it can be transformational. And oh, what a world it could be.